Well, Mr. Carter, I just got off the phone with you, and now I'm going to give you a little bit different view. Be able to talk to you, show you the ocean. I got my microphone protector, so hopefully it's not too much back feed. The only thing you should be hearing is the ocean and my voice. I told you I'd bring this back for you. And here I am. You can see this is the lava. The little pools that it's made in it. And then you look out there at the water and you can see how clear it is. And if you look out further, you can see in the waves how blue it is. The water is nice and blue and clean. There's no trash in it. Unfortunately, people can't do very much surfing down here because of all the lava. It's just too risky. If they fall off their surfboard, it would probably kill them. So they have to avoid this place. There's further places south, which is right down there. That is the southernmost tip of, or part of the United States. When you talk about the United States, you can't go any further south than that spot right there. 1,075 miles, 1,375 miles from the equator. So the sun is quite intense here today. And there's some people out there going swimming. There's like a cove over there where it's a lot deeper. And I was just talking to a man, and if you look over there, right there, you can see those poles sticking out of the ground. Back in the 1800s, they would take all the cows and bring them out of the mountains, and they would take them down a big ramp, and the barges would wait there, and then they would take the cattle and they would take them over to either to China, or they would take them to Japan from here, or they would take them to the United States for processing. They would load up those barges and then they would take them, pull them across the ocean. Great big huge barges. He said there would be hundreds of cows on it. A little wobbly when I'm walking. It's not really a flat spot right now, and the tide is coming in. When I talk to you, all this was dry, and you can see every time the waves come up, they come up just a little bit further. Right down there, those three spots that look like Mickey Mouse's ears and his face, that's where I was talking to you, and it was all dry still. So the water's coming in, the water goes out, and then the water comes back in the ocean. It's called the tide. And the tide is controlled by the moon. So if it's a full moon, that's when the tide comes up on the full moon, that's when it's going to be at its highest. And then when the tide goes down during the full moon, that's when it's going to be at its lowest. That's called an ebb tide. It's EBB. That's an ebb tide. And then over here they had started putting a barrier up. You can see that concrete that's all broken up. They had started a barrier to slow down the water so it wasn't eroding all this stuff up here, but it didn't work out because the waves are too tough down here. It's very, very strong down here, and it's very difficult to control. I wish I could take that, take a jump in the water. The water is warm. I think it's 75 degrees right now, which is nice and warm compared to back at your place. Here in the lake. Let's see if I can set this up so you can maybe see me. I don't think that's going to work. There's nothing to put it on. No, there isn't. If I put it on anything without the tripod, it's going to fall over. So the only thing I can say is here's your pop-up. There's the ocean behind me. Aloha. Pretty cool, isn't it, buddy? A long journey to get to this. Just about 5,000 miles from your mommy's house to here, and where I was staying at my hotel, and then another, I drove 100 miles down here today to get to this. So this is Hawaii, and that's the Pacific Ocean. Amazing, isn't it? And I have been looking, I haven't seen any dolphins and I haven't seen any whales. Usually you'll see when they blast out further exhaling, but I didn't see it today. There was somebody else down here looking with binoculars, and they said they didn't see it. And there was supposed to be some turtles on the shore, but I don't see it. They might be further down where the sandy beaches are. There's a colorful bird. Oh, he just took off. He's hanging on that little branch. That's crazy. See him? There he is. Oh, it's a woodpecker. It's a red-headed woodpecker. That's crazy. Nice, cool. Okay. People are still out there swimming. Cool. They're enjoying it. You just can't do it in bare feet. You have to have your water socks on because the bottom has got some sharp edges on it. Very cool. All right. Well, aloha from Hawaii. And remember, aloha means hello and goodbye. I love you. I'll see you soon. And you can watch all these videos with Pop. Bye-bye, buddy. See the waves crashing down there into the wall. Imagine what this would look like if it was a storm coming in. All right, bye-bye.